Ugh. Turn that one down a little bit. My head always looks so fucking weird. Yeah, that's a lot better. You ready? Doesn't matter. Ready or not. We're going to do it, I guess. Oh, can't do anything until they fix all this. I'm going to have to open up that other one here soon. Nonetheless. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. And when I say thank you very much, all the birthday wishes and stuff that I got. It is official. I am now 52 years old. My birthday was this past January 6th, this past Monday. And what did you do? I did absolutely nothing. I did not a goddamn thing. So I made it to 52. And I wanted to do something here. So my mom graduated high school. And bear with me while I do a little bit of math here. So my mom graduated in high school in 1967, I believe. So we're at 2025 minus 1967. Is that right? No. Bear with me. I'm getting to it. Plus 18. So my mom would have been 76 this year. Actually, this past year, 76. So she had a heart attack in, I'm going to say, I was working in the nightclubs and stuff, so probably around 2003. So let's figure out what that is. So 2000, I got to do 2003 minus 1967 makes her 36 plus being 18 years old, 54. So anywhere between 54 and 56, because I got out of the nightclub business in 2006. So anywhere in that time, 54 to 56 years old, my mom had a heart attack. Now, here I am coming up on 52. And I don't know. Am I in better shape? Am I in a better situation? You know, my mom was doing diabetes and stuff. She had the pump on her for a very long time. But my mom buried her feelings and stuff in candy all the time. I remember growing up as a kid, my mom would send me into the store. Come on, Trav, because my dad wasn't at home. He was working, wheeling and dealing, cutting up the country during the midnight hours. He was a mortgage broker. So my mom would say, all right, Travis, get in the car. And we'd drive up to the front of the neighborhood, which had a 7-Eleven there. And she'd go, okay, get me, she would never go in herself. Get me a Snickers bar, 2 Butterfingers, a bag of popcorn, a thing of Hershey's Kisses, and, like 15 different candy bar items. Can I get anything? No. Come on, just one? Maybe. That was the thing. So I'd run in, and if I couldn't find something, I would run to the window. She'd be out in the parking lot. I'd run to the window of the store, and I'd put it up on the window, and she'd shake her head yes or no or whatever. And so she, unfortunately, that led to her having diabetes, and she would do the shot and stuff. Out of my mom and dad, she was the first one to get diabetes. You would think my dad would, with all the alcohol and stuff that he drank, but he didn't. He didn't get that until later on down the road, as far as, getting older and stuff. And so my mom had diabetes, probably starting at 50 years old. Me, knock on wood, I'm doing good. I don't have to do any of that stuff. But my mom had a heart attack at, 54, 55 years old. I forget what age she was, but during that time. So here I am, not on any medication. And my mom had the pump, that where it's a PICC line that goes into her side, and she'd put the capsule in there, like a little IV, the little glass thing that you see on like movies and stuff. If you were watching me here on the YouTube video. And she'd put that in there, and she'd eat like a whole handful of like chocolate Hershey's Kisses, and it would beep saying, hey, your sugar's bad. So she'd hit the button a couple times. Oh, I'm cured. there you go. I'm fine. I can eat all these and do all that stuff. And she just completely did not pay attention as far as what the doctor told her and stuff. But she ended up dying 3 years ago. This February would be 3 years. So she would have been 71 somewhere, 70, 71, somewhere around there. I don't know. But here, I'm doing good. I'm doing just fine, everybody. I'm doing just fine. But so for my birthday, my wife goes, well, what do you want to do? And my birthday landed on a Monday. She's like, well, we'll bookend your birthday. We won't do anything on Saturday, Sunday, because she had something to do. And I was like, no, that's all right. No, it's fine. Don't worry about me. I said, but I do want a Papa John's pizza. That's all I want. No, you'll get something. All right, I'll get something else. And we got a new router, too. And I'll dive into that later on as the show progresses. So she goes and does her horse things on the weekend. Leaves me at home all by myself. It's so lonely. And she's on her way home. She drives by a Papa John's. She's like, okay, I'm picking up Papa John's. She comes home about 2 o'clock. And I ate 5 pieces out of a large, double sauce, double bacon, double pepperoni. What else was on it? Extra cooked. And I think extra cheese or something like that on there. No, I haven't had a heart attack yet. My wife gets a, thin crust or whatever because it's healthier. And then 5, 6 o'clock rolls around and I had, the other 3 slices. I ate a whole fucking pizza again. I ate a whole fucking pizza. It doesn't happen often. We don't get that pizza very much, but I ate another whole fucking pizza in one day. Not even one day. It's different if you do like 2 or 3 pieces in the morning or 2 pieces like for breakfast, maybe 2 or 3 for lunch, and then whatever's left over, whatever the balance is on an 8-slice pizza, what's that, 3 left over? Then you have that for dinner. No, she came home at 2 o'clock. I ate 5 pieces at 2 o'clock because I didn't have lunch. And then I ate the remaining 3 pieces for dinner. And I was still, oh man. Did my dad finish his pizza? Dad! Huh? You want the rest of your pizza? Oh, no, I can't eat that much. All right, Dad. I'm going to have one of your pieces of pizza for dinner. But I ate I had 8 slices plus one of my dad's slices. Oh, Jesus Christ. I know. Look at me on the video here. I think the medication's messing me up. I've got my 30-day trial or my 30-day experiment is coming up this Wednesday. What's Wednesday? 17th, something like that? No. 15th? What the fuck is Wednesday? Wednesday's the 15th. So Wednesday, January 15th, they're going to check all my blood levels and stuff. Now, not for nothing, I don't want to say I haven't been behaving like my mom was not behaving, eating all the chocolate candy bars and stuff. But I have slowed down on these, but I still have at least in a sit down period, several of these guys. The buzz is nowhere the same as the not being on the medication. It's a different buzz. It's more of an awake buzz. Now, I've never done cocaine in my life. Well, I take that back. I did it one time. It was not fun. It was just me basically having a rave party at my house back in the 90s, and someone put cocaine on the table, and they're like, oh, hey, try this, Travis. What is it? And they're like, cocaine. And I go, oh, really? Oh, I've never seen it, only on TV. And I licked my finger, like the tip of my finger, dabbed it into cocaine, and then licked the cocaine. My tongue went numb like that. I said, ugh. I'm not doing this. This is stupid. Where's my beer at? So, I don't. How do I word this? My dad is not with the times. My dad is currently not doing 100% well, but it's not driving me crazy because of the medication I'm on now. It's not as bad, but I did have 2 incidences, and something happened at the house that I don't want to say it was my dad's fault, but things happen to break, if I can spit out a full sentence here, things happen to break, and it's usually on his watch. So I'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. So we're coming out of Christmas now. We have the new year. Happy 2025. And then we have my birthday, which was January 6th. Turned 52 years old. My wife's like, you are one of the hardest people to buy for. I said, I know I am. Because everything, my hobby is doing podcasts. This is what I do. And you're like going, well, everyone's got a podcast in the garage and stuff. No. I make an income doing this. I do 4 different podcasts. I produce 2 of them, and I host all the other ones. And I do an equine educational show on Monday. I do an entertainment show on Wednesday, going through social news and media feeds and stuff. You're watching this here on YouTube videos. All those behind me. And then there's like a super secret one that only a select few friends can listen to, but because it's raunchy, I get raunchy. But anyways, the problem I'm having here recently is the computer that I have that runs all the shows. I've updated and put in memory cards and RAM and all this other stuff, video cards, and it's maxed out. This thing's from 2016, I think, when I started doing the main podcast and stuff, when I started making money doing it. And this thing is getting maxed out. And part of being maxed out, the Wi-Fi card sucks. So I had to update the Wi-Fi card and get another Wi-Fi card, because now everyone's got 2.5 and now everything's bumped up to 5Gs or whatever like that. And my computer couldn't handle it. So now I got a 5G thing. Blah, 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 blah. The router that we have is just as old as the computer. Now, I did not know that routers technically, everything gets updated. The one that we bought at the time, when we moved into this house, because we have a large property, we have 22 some odd acres here, we needed a router that would cover the square footage of the house. Now, where I'm at right now, it's a detached building. It's above our 3-car garage. And I'm physically from the router, probably 75 feet. But through walls, through shingles, through windows, that type stuff. And for a while, that router worked. So my wife was like going, you know what, I was going to buy a new router, but I didn't want to buy a new router without your consent as far as what router we need, so I can power the show and do all the stuff that I need to do with all the different shows that I do. So we sat down and looked at a couple, and I said, okay, we're going to get this one. And it was like $400 something, but my wife's been installing it. And I say install it, basically you just plug things in and you just have to tell it where to go and what to do and what's the password and stuff. So we've got it now. Brand new router. It was like $400 something. With all the returns and stuff that I had on Amazon, my dad gave me a $50 gift card for my birthday. Thank you very much, Dad. I think we came out of pocket like $35, that type deal. The thing is, though, you do not realize how many devices are in your house that runs off the Wi-Fi. Think about it. Think about all the stuff. Now, I've got a little bit more here because, there's a little bit more going on here in the studio and than an average home and stuff. But here's one thing that runs off the Wi-Fi. My PlayStation. So now I got to go in. Oh, you got to change the password? Yeah, I know. Now I got to change the password on my PlayStation. We have a smart TV. We have a 103-inch whatever smart, LG smart, whatever it is, TV. Have to go in there and reset that. My wife, her office, she's got to reset all the passwords on that. What sucks is the printer, the printer that I have from 2004, thank God it fucking connected when I was working on that. That's why I'm a little late running the show here. But I've got Wi-Fi lights. All the lights in the studio here are on a Wi-Fi. And the reason being is because I changed the lighting in the room based on the show that I'm doing. So the color scheme for the horse show is one color scheme. When I do the entertainment show, it's got a different color scheme. And this show, I haven't figured this out because I just got them hooked up. So I just kind of picked a couple colors. And so what you see right now is me working on this 30 minutes ago. Hopefully it looks good on the video. If it does, great. Give me a whatever down below. If not, fuck it. This is all I got for now. So you're going to have to deal with it. But my whole entire living room are these Wi-Fi lights, and the router says can connect up to 170 devices. I'm like, 170 devices? Jesus Christ! And then I go, let's see, we got 10 lights in the living room, 10 lights in the family room, recessed lighting. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lights in here. The printer. This is the only printer in the whole house. So it better not fucking fall. My computer, the server computer, which is that little half screen that if you can look behind me there. We actually have a diffuser. You know, the Senate diffuser runs off the Wi-Fi. Have to change the password on that to make sure that runs, so it makes the house all nice and smelly, nice and stuff. What else has a Wi-Fi on it? The Roku stick, our Amazon stick, all the smart TVs. Now we only have, I think, 3 smart TVs, but still, I have to go back through and change everything, all the passwords. Oh, the biggest thing, all the fucking cameras on the property. We have 8 cameras, all different angles of the property, you know, and the ones that, you know, watch the horses and stuff, because the barn is about, you know, 150 to 200 yards away from the property. So I've got to change all the passwords on that or reconnect them, that type of stuff. So, Jesus, you don't realize how much your life depends on Wi-Fi. Now, my dad sits in his little room there, and I say little room, he's got a good size room. And he's got his own router, he's got his own internet, he's got his own bill. It's connected to ours, but it's a security firewall, something that, I don't know, blocks him from getting on ours and blocks us from getting on his. So he's got his own little private thing going on. And the other day I come into the kitchen. We have a good-sized kitchen. It's like 20 by, I don't know, 15 or something like that. We have a huge island in the center, 10-foot island, stove in the center. And we have a garbage disposal in the sink, like most of America. Most of modern America has those now. And for the last 8 months, it's been getting louder, like as it grinds. Normally, it's nice and quiet. So I'm like, oh, it needs to be cleaned out. So I take a bucket of ice, throw it in there, run the water, cleans it up. It's nice and quiet. And then a couple days goes by, and I go throw something in there, and I click it on. It's I'm like, God damn it. Throw it in there. I said, Dad, are you throwing food down here? What, in the garbage disposal? Yeah. He goes, I don't turn the garbage disposal on. I'm like, yeah, that's not what I asked. I said, do you throw stuff into the garbage disposal? Do you? Oh, yeah, all the time. I said, do you run it? No. Okay. Do you know when you throw stuff in there, it's not supposed to just sit? It's supposed to be chopped up and shot down the thing? Uh-huh. Did you have a garbage disposal at your house, Dad, in Florida before you moved out? Before you sold the house? Uh-huh. Did you use it? No, I was not allowed in the kitchen. Your mother was the only one in the kitchen. Right, Dad. The reason why this thing's making noise is because it's trying to work out whatever he's thrown down there, food-wise, you know, chunks of meat or whatever he's thrown down there. And the blades, it's like going through mud. It's sludge down there. I know everyone's like, ugh. So I got to throw the ice in there to clean the blades off so it runs nice and smooth. I actually took WD-40. I know that's probably the worst thing you could do. Or a lubricant and kind of just went, you know, kind of free everything up. So I go in the kitchen the other day, not thinking anything. And we have a rug right there in front of the big, long runner in front of the sink there. And I step on it. I go, why is it fucking wet? Dad, did you spill something? Huh? Did you spill something on the floor? I don't think I did. I'm like, all right. So I kind of picked the rug up and I'm like smelling it. No smell. It's not like food or tea or cat pee or something like that. No. So I just kind of put the rug outside and let the sun dry it out, and I'll bring it back in the next day. It might have just been water or something. So as I'm sitting there, a couple of mornings later, I'm sitting there eating my breakfast at the island there, and I see my dad, he fills up his pitcher of tea in the sink. And as he's walking over, he's a very feeble man. He's a big guy, don't get me wrong, but he just has no muscle tone anymore. And he's picking this just a 1 gallon jug of tea. and he's shaking it, and I can see him spill. I'm like, oh, that's probably what he probably spilled it on the carpet, not thinking anything of it. And as he's going from the sink to the refrigerator. So I just kind of chalked it up for that. I said, I told my wife, I said, I think my dad kind of spilled tea on the floor. So just be careful when you're walking in the kitchen if you see any wet spots. Okay. So then, fast forward to not last weekend. Yeah, let's say last weekend. I turn on the garbage disposal, and I'm like, sure enough, it's running, it's chomping up everything, but it's fucking loud, man. And so I'm pushing the, pushing the thing. I'm turning the water on, and you put something in there. You're supposed to run water as you're doing it in there. And all of a sudden, I for whatever reason, the carpet wasn't up against where it should be. The runner thing, it was like moved away like 1.5 feet. I see water start pouring out underneath the sink onto the floor. And I go, what the fuck is this? I open it up. The garbage disposal is just raining water out of the bottom of it. I'm like, God damn it. I told my dad to make sure when he does, the faucets or anything like that, he has a habit of leaving the water running and walking out of the room. And not knowing, I say running, trickling. I said, Dad, you got to be careful because we live on a well and the pressure goes up, the pressure goes down, the pressure goes up, the pressure goes down. You'll burn out my pump down there. Sure enough, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, or whatever it was, I told you the story, fucking burned the pump out on that. Dad, you got to pay attention to this stuff. I tell you this not to just $2,000 later replace the pump. And now he says that, I don't use the garbage disposal. I put stuff down there, and then when I come behind him, I don't know what's down there, and I turn it on. And so obviously somewhere in the process, now the garbage disposal is broken. It's sifting water out the bottom. I'm like, God damn it. So I had an incident, and I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll dive into the incident when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. So if you don't know this by now, I work 7 days a week out of the house here. And the reason why I bring this up is because I go for a walk. You guys know I go for a walk every morning for 4 miles. And I wear the same thing all the time. Now, in the wintertime, I can get away with that because, I've got a pair of like jogging pants, like they're parachute type, not the fucking sweatpants. I hate those. And then I wear like a flannel shirt because for the last couple of weeks now here in North Carolina, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. And we broadcast every Friday. I try to get in by 1 o'clock, but with the whole internet and stuff we've been messing with, I started the show at 3 again. Maybe I should just shoot for 3 all the time. But I wear like a thermal shirt and then like a short sleeve shirt over the top of it. Something that's got a pocket on the front of it so I can put my phone in it and it's easy access. I don't have to mess around in my pockets if someone calls or whatever. And then when I come back for my walk, I take everything off and I spread it over. I've got a nice, like a leather love seat that I sit on while I watch TV in the bedroom. Sometimes I'll eat dinner in there. If my wife's working late, I have a little snack table or TV tray, wherever side of the country you're from. And I lay the clothes over there and let them, kind of air out type deal. Now I'm not soaking wet or anything. Like I said, it's wintertime. And then I'll put on my house pants. And my house pants is just another term for like flannel pajamas. But they're decent enough to, like, if someone comes to the door, I got the, drawstring in the front and I can answer the door and be somewhat sociable as someone comes to the house. And then I put on whatever shirt. And then when I go to bed, all that comes off and then rinse, repeat, jogging stuff or walking clothes in the morning, same clothes, take them off, air out myself a little bit and then put on my house pants, my house shirt. And I'll do that for like 5-6 days straight. The reason why I do that is if I change my outfit twice a day, do you know how much laundry that is? That's where I'm going. Do you know how many times I would have to physically do laundry if I put on a new outfit twice a day? It would be incredible. It'd be more than what my wife wears. So out of the laundry that sits on the floor, as you can tell now, 85% of it is my wife. Now, my wife has a very executive position, so she has to wear nice, blouses, nice pants, nice, whatever she wears, she has to be somewhat presentable. She's in a executive position. Me, on the other hand, I don't care. And usually around the weekend, she's like going, what day is that for those shorts? What day is that for that shirt? But I'm physically trying to save money. Babe, you don't know how much money I'm saving by not washing my clothes. She's like, yeah, but babe, I take showers every night. I'm clean. The house clothes are clean. I'm good. She's like, I know, but sometimes I'll get a couple stains on my shirt, my house shirt, and we call it the daycare shirt. Like, you ever seen kids when they come back from daycare? They got Kool-Aid stains or drips and shit all over their shirt. And when it gets to that point, I'm like, all right, I'll change them out. But that's how much I'm saving. I'm saving money by not doing my laundry, by not having 15 pairs of clothes. It makes sense to me, okay? It makes sense to me. So the incident I had with my dad, it's a small incident, but nonetheless, as you guys know, I'm on generic Zoloft or something. I forget what it's called. S-E-L-E-T, Sanatorium or something. I don't know. It's one of those names. And I've been doing really, really well with my ADD, I guess. The doctor never said I have blank. I did describe what I described to her. She said, it sounds like you have a little bit of anxiety and this will kind of chill you out. And it has. For the most part, it absolutely, positively has. Except for these two incidents. One, I've been eating just like a wrap for breakfast in the morning. Because, when I wake up, go for my walk, and then when I come back, I'm my body's starving and stuff. So I take all my medication, and then I have to eat on top of that. By this time, it's 10 o'clock. I don't want to eat a big, heavy meal. So I'll make like a wrap. I'll put some like luncheon meat in there. A little bit of mayonnaise, wasabi, put my little wasabi dressing in there. And then I have 3 jars on the counter. I have a jar of banana peppers, a jar of hamburger dill chips, and then I have a jar of mayonnaise. The issue that I told my doctor was, and I said this a couple podcasts ago, the example I gave to her was I went to wash my hands during Thanksgiving. And I couldn't figure out if I wanted to put soap on my hands first and then turn the water on, risking the fact of me getting soap on the handle, or do I need to turn the water on, put soap on my hand, and then sit there and watch the water run down the drain and money going down the drain as I'm sitting here soaping up my hands. And she goes, sounds like you got a little bit of, anxiety, I guess, is what she said. She never said ADD. She never said depression. She never said any of this other stuff. Sounds like you got a lot going on in your head. This will mellow you out. So I had an incident the other day. I'm sitting there after my walk, took my medication, and I'm sitting there and I literally stopped and go, I don't know what jar to open first. I've got my 2 wraps sitting there on the counter, little tortilla wraps, little soft flour tortilla wraps. I have my luncheon meat out. I get a block of cheese because it's more economic to slice off pieces of cheese rather than buy the prepackaged slices. I'm telling you, I try to save money. I looked at the jars and I go, here's my train of thought. This is what happened. I need to put mayonnaise on these tortilla wraps before I put the meat and everything on top of it. But I need to take the pickles and the banana peppers out of the jar and have them start draining. So when I make my wrap and I bite into it, I don't have like pickle juice and stuff draining off of the bottom of the, when you bite one side, it all shoots out the other side. So I sit there and I go, deep breath, hands down. I ask myself, what's more important? So I opened the pickle jars up first, pulled them out, let them drain on a napkin, and then I opened up the mayonnaise jar and then went on. Simple little things. I had a roadblock there. And then once I figured it out, and then everything went smooth for the rest of the day. When the garbage disposal, that was one incident. When the garbage disposal started taking a leak or a dump or whatever, I thought, because it was on my dad's watch, that because of him not disintegrating whatever he put in there, it gummed it up and whatever inside broke. At the time, I didn't think it broke. I think it was just filling up with water because the sink was filling up with water. I thought it was leaking out somewhere, like a bad seal or something. And I said to my dad, I said, just to let you know, the garbage disposal is leaking. I don't know what's wrong with it. And, I'm open the door. It's like 7 o'clock at night. I've had a couple of these, plus being on the new medication and stuff. Before, I would have flown off the handle. God damn, not taking it out on my dad. I would have, God damn it, you're fucking shit. And my wife would have, calm the fuck down. I'm like, you don't understand. I try to make this house work and run as efficient as possible, and efficient as possible, and sufficient as possible. And then things like this, where people don't listen to me saying, make sure you do this because I know what the end result is. So I open up my dad's door. I knock on his door because I'm human. Knock on his door. Huh? Dad, you've got to. When you do this, when you put stuff in the garbage disposal, you have to run it. You can't just sit in there, because what happens is it gets clogged up, and and I'm going on about what's going on, and I said, now I got to fix this and make sure it doesn't leak anymore. And he doesn't like to be yelled at. And I told my wife this, and she goes, oh, really? He doesn't like to be yelled at or told what to do? Sounds familiar? She's looking at me. I go, yeah, I guess I kind of did that because my dad will shut down. Zoop, shut down. I'm the same way. Zoop. I think most guys are that way too. So it's not hereditary. It's just a guy thing type deal. So I'm in the front room eating my pizza. No, I'm in the front room, and I can hear the kitchen. I can hear my dad, and I hear the garbage disposal running. And then he goes away. He goes in his room. My wife goes, what's this water on the floor? He talks to my wife more than he talks to me. Trav told me to run the garbage disposal every time I put something down there. He goes, and it's still leaking. So my wife, plays telephone. Babe, garbage disposal, it's leaking all over the place. God damn it. Fuck. All right. What do you want me to do? No, I'll take care of it. I will take care of it. I got a lot of shopping and stuff I got to return. I got to do some stuff. I'll go pick up another garbage disposal. So that's where I'm at. Now, rewind. If everyone would have listened to me in the beginning about putting shit down the garbage disposal, make sure you're running it, make sure it's clean, make sure it's this, make sure it's that, we wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't be going out and buying a $150 garbage disposal, and I have to install it. Now, I can install it. I worked for Home Depot for 20 years. I know how to do this stuff. But I didn't want to have to. I didn't want to have to at the beginning of the year, the first week of the year, is go out and spend $150 on a garbage disposal, which could have been prevented if you just listen to me. Just listen to me. When we come back, I'll tell you my experience of what happened while I was at Home Depot. And you'll be surprised. So stick around. I'll be right back. So I always... if I have any things that's going on in my head and stuff, or ideas, I rely on old school way. I write myself an email, and the subject line I write basically, like I said, I produce and co-host different podcasts and stuff. So if I have an idea in the subject line, I have to put the show and then what I'm talking about, and then send the email off to myself. And then when it comes down for prep work for each show, I'll pull up all the emails for that show, and I'll go, okay, I remember doing this. Okay, we got to do that, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. In the process of that, I told you we bought, pizza from Pizza Hut. Not Pizza Hut, sorry. Whew. How dare you? How dare you say Pizza Hut? Oh, my God. From Papa John's. I know everyone hates Papa John's. Fuck you. I love Papa John's. That and Little Caesar. And Hungry Howie's probably third. I get an email, hey, how was your experience? How was your pizza? How was all your stuff? Now, where we're at, because we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, this is the only Papa John's that is around us for, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see Papa John's in my zip code. Let's see. And I'll tell you where the nearest one is, just to give you an idea. I know. You're not doing anything, are you? Sit around, listen to me. And when I say listen to me, this is my therapy right here. So bear with me while I get to the map. So where we're at, closest one, where am I at? Yep, I know where that one's at. It's the same one. Jesus. Doesn't say how far away it is. Anyways, it's out there. It's got Pizza Hut on here, but no. Anyways, probably within 30 miles. Let's do that. 30 miles as to, me living in Orlando. What the fuck is this? As me living in Orlando, Florida. That was my other show, by the way, if you saw that. As me, from Orlando, Florida, there's a Papa John on every corner. So I get an email from Papa John's, and it says, how was your pizza? How was everything? How was, blah, blah, blah. Fill this survey out, and you can have a free cheese sticks or something like that. So I'm like, all right. So I fill it out and stuff, and oh, there you go. Thank you very much for your patronage. Here's a coupon for your free cheese sticks or whatever. If they're giving away free cheese sticks, why even buy them? Because all it is a dough and no sauce, whatever leftover cheese. You ever seen where they do the cheese on the grate and stuff? They basically just take all that cheese that's underneath on the floor, throw it on top of the pie, run it through the oven. Hey, Troy, yeah. Free cheese sticks for Mr. Holmes here. Oh, really? Here, let me scrape all this stuff off the edge, like the bar mat when you go to a bar and stuff, and all the drinks spill on the bar mat. This is all the cheese that's spilled on their Papa John's dressing station. They just dump all the cheese on there, and you eat it at home. Oh, this is delicious. You got fucking poisoning for the next couple days. So yeah, I got a free cheese stick. And it's just a round pizza, and they just, slice it in lines and stuff and then cut it in half. It's carbs, carbs, carbs. Oh, man, that fucking pizza was good, though. God, it was good. So I go into Home Depot, and closest Home Depot is about 35 miles from my house. So took a trip out. Like I said, I had to bring some stuff back and whatnot. Took a trip out to Home Depot because I don't like Lowe's, and Lowe's is like, I don't want to say down the street. It's 20 miles to Lowe's and then 35 to Home Depot. But I'm going to Home Depot, God damn it. Because I had to return something there, too. My wife got me an extra set of those Ryobi batteries, so I had to drop those off. And hopefully the balance would balance the cost of the garbage disposal. So I get there, and I find the garbage disposal that I want. I'm like, okay, I'm getting half horsepower. The InSinkerator. It's always good brand, good solid brand. It's got 3-stage, whatever. I know I'm talking shop here, but I don't know if you guys have ever put in a strainer in a sink. And the strainer, if you're not familiar with it, at the bottom of the sink there's a little cup, and usually it has 4 holes in the bottom, and then you put the little strainer cup in there to plug the water up, and then it's got, little holes, and you can drink, food gets in there, and you kind of dump it out and stuff. But in order for that metal-to-metal surface to be sealed, watertight, you have to use something called plumber's putty. I've used it before. I'm familiar with it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You don't know if there's going to be air bubbles in it, yada, yada, yada. So as I'm picking up the InSinkerator, the garbage disposal, it says tools. I'm like, all right, it's been a while since I've done this. Let me look. Tools. Channel locks, check, got that. Screwdriver, yep, got that as well. Plumber's putty, and then it goes, or putty-free ring, or putty-free seal. I said, all right, maybe I'll do this. So I'm at Home Depot, and I'm walking around. I found someone with an apron on. Hey, how you doing, man? Good, how are you? What can I help you with? I'm looking for this putty-free ring. Guy looks at it and goes, he's like, well, I'm not in plumbing, but, let's look it up online and see where it's at in the store. So he types it in. He's like, I see Danko products here. I say, I don't see it. I said, oh, man. He's like, yeah, sorry. And, he, all right, show me the plumber's putty. Get the plumber's putty. He takes off. Thank you very much for your help. He didn't have to do it, but he did it. Walking around, I'm shopping, looking around Home Depot for a little bit, and come across a couple that's actually in the plumbing aisle. Man and a woman, they're packing out. So I'm like, all right, I know that they work in this department. Hey, guys. Hey, well, how can I help you? I talked to one of the guys over in flooring. He couldn't find it, but since you guys are in plumbing, do you know where this putty-free ring is? This sealant for the incinerator? And they look at it and they go, and they got their little phone and they dial it in their little phone because it's a walking computer. And they're like going, are you talking about like this? And from the incinerator website, there's the putty-free ring. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. Oh, man. And they're typing. He's like, well, let's go over here. Let's go check in this section. So we check in this one section. Nothing. Well, let's check over here. Check in the other section. Nothing. I said, no, man, yeah, I said, appreciate it. You didn't have to do this, but I said, I'm used to the putty. I'll just use that. I just wanted a quicker in and out so I'm not sitting there rolling putty like a rope. If you ever done the putty before, you roll it in a rope and then you circle the bottom of the sink and then you drop the incinerator cup, the strainer part on top of it, and it all smushes out like Play-Doh and you got to clean it up and stuff. But when I left with my garbage disposal and my plumber's putty and a couple other odds and end things, I had to buy a little bit of roofing tar or something. I got in the car and I said, you know what? I'm glad I came to Home Depot. Because if I was to do this at Lowe's by my house, they were like, it's over there. I don't know. It's over there. I don't work here in this department. I don't know. That type stuff. Now, here in North Carolina, where we broadcast out of from, the Lowe's headquarters is here. Literally 50 miles down the road from us in Concord. You would think the customer service would have been pristine because you got all the hierarchy guys in the headquarters right there. And any of the surrounding stores could have been a model store for, hey, let's go in one of our stores in the area and see how everyone's doing. Are they following the protocols of all the stuff that we put in place here at headquarters? Are they following those rules and see how they're turning out? No. Every Lowe's that I've been to here in the North Carolina area has sucked my fucking balls. No one wants to help. Nobody wants to do anything. Yada, yada, yada. Home Depot. Now, people go, well, I go to Home Depot all the time. I said, and I don't get any help. Yes, but if you ask 10 employees at Home Depot and you catch the one that's on a bad day, fine, that's the one. The other 9 have somewhat intelligence. If they don't know, they'll find out for you. You go into Lowe's and you have 10 employees, one of them might be a smart guy, only because he probably worked somewhere else, like a contractor somewhere at one time. The other 9, idiots. Every fucking one of them, idiots. So I come home and I told my wife this, and I said, thank God, because I still have Home Depot stock and my stock is doing very well, and I will continue to shop at Home Depot. I know. My dad had a little scare, and I'm going to take a little break because it's going to take some time to talk about this. He's kind of going down the same path that my mom went down. So stick around. I'll be right back. One thing that I found out about being on this medication is when I'm editing all the other shows, I need to bring this up to my doctor. I don't know if it's a thing or not a thing or something like that, but I skip words when I'm talking. And I don't know if you could tell, like during this show, my mind walks a little faster than my lips can keep up. So I end up skipping words or not finishing words together. So if you hear me, instead of making something plural, it ends up being singular, but I'm talking about something plural. I try to catch it as quickly as I can, but I got to keep rolling. And same thing happens when I'm inside with my wife and I'm talking about something, and I'll say something and she'll be like going, making fun of me. And I have to go, babe, you have to understand, I'm dealing with a new fuse box here. I'm dealing with. She's like, I know. I'm sorry. It's just force of habit because I would stumble all the time. So I find myself skipping words and not finishing words completely altogether. So just bear with me while I do that. My dad had not a scare, but my dad is on the same path as what my mom was on. But reverse. My mom couldn't stay away from sweets. She couldn't stay away from, chocolates and candies and stuff, and she was diabetic. Now, my dad is a regular diabetic where he takes pills. He doesn't have to take the insulin and stuff. Regular diabetic. Not like those irregular guys, right? But one thing that he does, and I told you this before, is that everything that he eats, everything that he fucking consumes, either comes out of a box or a can, it's frozen or it's processed. And my wife over the last year says, I feel better when we make, dinner. We cook everything here at the house. We're out in the middle of nowhere. So my dad gets all these frozen foods and stuff like Marie Callender's and lean cuisines and Stouffer's and all that. Everything he eats from breakfast, he doesn't crack an egg. It's a frozen biscuit. For lunch, he'll have, shrimp and sandwiches and all this other crap. And then dinner, it's always like a frozen meal. So my wife tries to make him a good homemade dinner at least once a week, on Sunday. Well, for all of us. And my dad was complaining that his feet gradually were hurting. My feet are hurting. They're swelling. I can't walk. I can't do this. I can't do that. He goes, I can't go grocery shopping anymore. He says it kills me to get out of the car, walk to the front of the store, walk into the store, get on the little go-kart thing and drive around and shop, and then come back out and put all the groceries in his cart. So for the last 3 weeks, he's been buying them online, pulling up, and they load his car up, and he drives back home. He doesn't have to get out of his car because his feet are so bad. They're swollen up on him. Now, he can't put compression socks on because his feet have gotten past that point where it hurts him to put the compression socks on. So I guess the other day, this is out of the blue, he says, I have to go to my podiatrist. Why? Because I can't walk. My feet are bad. I said, okay. He goes, I'm going to go talk to him and see what he can do about it. So he goes, and the shoes that he wears they look like, if you're watching this on the YouTube video, and make sure you like and subscribe us over there on YouTube. See this big foam thing? This is from a horse hoof thing. They put these on horses. Big, thick, nice, solid. I don't know what it's made out of. My dad's got shoes about this thick. He slides his foot in, and it's got Velcro over the top of it. This is about probably 1.5 and 3/4 inches thick. But that's the kinds of shoes that he has because it's comfortable for his feet when he has to walk long distances. So he goes to his doctor and comes back a couple hours later. I said, so how'd it go? Well, I said, did he give you anything? He goes, yeah, he gave me some medication. I said, and what did he say about your feet being swollen? He goes, I'm taking in too much salt. Really? Too much salt? Go figure. You mean the 3 Nathan's hot dogs that you have for lunch and the 4, you have the breakfast bowl at 5 o'clock in the morning from, Jimmy Dean? And then he's got the Jimmy Dean's frozen sausage biscuits at 9 o'clock, hot dogs at 11, and your Marie Callender's at 5 o'clock? Really? Too much salt? Yeah, I guess so. He was surprised. Out of all the stuff he was eating, he was doing Campbell's makes like a clam chowder, like a Hearty Man soup. So he was eating those for a while, and he looked at the sodium on them, and there were 1,700 milligrams of sodium. I think that's what did it. Yeah, Dad, that's what did it. That's what did it. That's the fucking Campbell's, man. Fucking Campbell's and their goddamn delicious soups. I said, but all the other stuff, Dad, it's full of sodium as well. No. Yes. My Marie Callender's has 1,000 milligrams of sodium in it. Okay. I'm allowed to have 2,000 a day. All right, so there's 1,000. There's half your day. How much is the hot dogs? I don't know. 700 each. You have 3 of them. All right. So that's 2,100. The tea, that pre-made tea that you get, what is a leaf, pure leaf or something like that, has 20 milligrams. He goes through almost a gallon and a half. I say a gallon and a half. He probably goes through, what's the biggest size they got? 32 ounce? He probably goes through 1.5 of those a day. And I think the serving size is what, like a half a cup, 10 ounces, 8 ounces, something like that, 20 milligrams. Then he's got Gatorade in the refrigerator outside here in the garage. And I say Gatorade, the little single serves, little 16 ounce, 12 ounce, whatever they are. He drinks one of those. Sodium in those. He doesn't eat any vegetables. He drinks V8 juice. Half a one every day. 200 and something milligrams per serving, 2 servings in a container. So you add it all up, he's been doing over 3,000 milligrams of sodium for the last 3 years. No wonder your fucking feet look like marshmallow pudding. You know, no wonder your body is having I don't feel well today. Well, no fucking shit. So when he came back from the doctor's office, they said the doctor told him to go see his cardiologist as quickly as you can. And so he did. He goes online and he looks in his porthole and he's like, I don't have an appointment. Well, Dad, you need to go get an appointment quick because you're not doing well. He can barely walk around the house. He can't, I don't know. He's 78 years old, but I've seen, Jerry Seinfeld, 71 now. I mean, you see the difference there? Now, granted, Jerry's lifestyle is a little bit different than my dad's lifestyle. Jerry had a little harder life than my dad. No, vice versa. But still, he's not doing well. It's supposed to snow today here in the Carolinas with that big snowstorm that's coming through. His last, literally, quote unquote, dying wish is to see snow before he passes away while he's up here. So I'm kind of praying for snow, but I don't want to pray for smo. See? I don't want to have snow here because then it's like, my life is fulfilled. And then he just fades away. I don't want that to happen. I want him to, enjoy his life as much as possible, but I don't want him to pass away without him seeing snow. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Yes, I want to see snow, but I don't want you to, So I told my dad, I said, Dad, I will make you, I'll bake chicken for you. So all you have to do is throw it in the microwave. I'll make you small little meals, like meal prep. I'll make you small little meals. You like white rice? Yes, I love white rice. All right, I'll make you white rice and chicken. And it'll be flavorful, and you can doctor it up. Even if you put salt on the rice, Dad, it's better than what you're eating now. Okay, well, I don't want to put you out, Dad. You're fine. I got to make this stuff for myself as well because I meal prep all my stuff for the week. I can do the same and just add a little bit more to mine so you can have a nice hot meal that's not out of a fucking box. Oh, all right, we'll try it. Sounds good. All right. So we'll see how it goes. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to me work all this stuff out. We'll talk again later, okay? See you, bye. Did I mess up already? Mess up? You can't see me. See you later. My haircut. Bye. See you later.